To Table Talk Radio, featuring Quincy Bonds, Quincy Bonds, from Fat Comedy. Yeah. This week we have guest Chef Jen Tyler. Yeah. And of course, our local chef in the house this evening is Chef Anthony Sanders. Your sound tonight is brought to you by David Young. David Young. Then this is tonight's special thanks to Atlanta Breakfast Club. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. Put your hands together for Comedian Reggie Jackson. On table talk. On Table Talk Radio.
What? Make some noise for having beatbox again. I don't know why Heaven makes me feel cool whenever he says my name. When he's like, Reggie Jackson. I'm like, I feel like somebody. Thanks, Heaven.
He makes everything sound cool.
He does make everything sound cool.
One desire.
What's up, Heaven? Welcome back to the show. We missed you last week.
I'm glad to be back.
Isn't that voice? Isn't that voice just sexual?
In a world.
Glad to be back.
In a world not bound by the limitations of sound, one man returned for a new week.
It's amazing. I do that all the time when
Have
I'm
you seen
at the
that
house by
movie with
myself.
Lake Bell, In a World? It's a good movie.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I'm probably the only one who has.
How many movie advertisements have started with ... in a world?
Well, that's what that
A
movie's
lot.
about.
I feel like oh, really?
It's about Lake. Well, Lake Bell's the actress's name. I forget the character name, but it's about her. Her dad is like the guy who does the voiceovers in all those, and she wants to do it too, but she's trying to break in as a woman because no woman, I don't think, in the history of movie trailers has had that job of to say "in a world."
Well, I know who's not getting it, David Young.
Who?
Me. Nobody wants to hear my country ass being
What's
like,
your version?
in a world where everything is turbulent and problems arise, there's one man. See,
I hire you.
It's not effective unless I'm doing a
I
Beverly
hire you.
Hillbillies promo. I am very excited this week because, well, let me just say this. 10 years ago, at the 1st of November, was the first time I ever stepped on stage doing stand-up. And I am so excited because the one person that actually gave a damn about me and put me on stage 10 years ago is here. Start making some noise right now for our good guest, our good friend, Quincy Bonds. What's up, Quincy?
What's good? Just so proud of you. Glad to be here. It doesn't even matter what you're doing. You could have been doing something in the back alley. I'm still going to be there.
Well, at least there's pretty women and food at this show.
Right. And I appreciate that, too. But, yeah, I'm proud of you, Reggie.
Thank
I remember
you.
you came in hungry, kind of unsure. You're like, I don't know if I'm going to do it. And I had to talk you into it a few times. I remember. But then
I
when
was there several times. I came down with, what's that guy's name? Ken something another. I met him on MySpace. And I was like, I think I'm going to do comedy. I met him on...
That said a lot right there, Reggie.
MySpace.
You added yourself on that one, right? You know.
Yeah, it pretty much, basically. So I met him, and then I came down, and you were like, you can do it, and I did. And I actually have a witness. I killed it that first night that I did.
You had a great set.
I had a great set my first time up, and then
it's
I also
a
had
roller coaster.
he used to do you guys remember? I don't know if you do, but he did he did Taco Tuesdays at Twisted Taco.
Yes, Twisted Taco. We did Tuesdays and then we went to Sundays. So eventually it changed over. But
Yeah.
Yep, Twisted Taco way
And
back in the day.
I had the best set and the worst set there. Because I remember one night I had decided that I changed my set at the last minute. Because when you do comedy, a lot of times people will go up ahead of you and they'll talk about, and if you're first starting out, you don't have a bevy of jokes to choose from. So they're like, oh no, they talked about Facebook.
Same joke I was going to use.
Oh, now I can't talk about Facebook. But I've learned how to piggyback off of that since then. But I changed my set at the last minute, and it was an audience of all black women. And then there was one lady in the back, and she was like 75 years old. And at the last minute, I decided I was going to talk about lesbians and dildos.
And it was all lesbians and dildos from then on out.
Like, it was so bad. I got no laughs at all. Like, I curled up into a small, tiny ball.
Well, we laughed about it afterwards.
Yeah, we had to. We had to. But no, you put me on, and I really appreciate that. Any interview that I have ever done, like in the history of Everdom, I always shout you out in Fat Comedy because you put me on.
Well, thank you. You put yourself on, though, Reggie. You came in there, and you watched for a little while. Like I said, you were kind of timid about it. And then when you mentioned to me you wanted to do it, I said, Reggie, you're naturally funny. Just get on stage. Don't even worry about it. And then you did it. And then it's all history from there.
I just wrote some little jokes.
Yeah.
I was wondering, though, because I don't think I've ever heard much about how you started doing comedy, Reggie. Like, how long did you write material before you decided to go up? Or
well, I've had a lot of bad relationships, David. So material was a natural thing that kind of evolved.
You've been writing it for years.
I was with Red Lobster for 8 years. I'm sure I'm gonna have the same effect as Beyonce by giving them a shout out on this show. But I was with Red Lobster for 8 years. I was on opening team with them, and I would get up and tell jokes and entertain people at 6 o'clock in the morning, like 250 new employees. And I aced my speech class. I know this is gonna sound ridiculous, but I grew up singing in church. Shut up.
What church?
That happened. I used to teach children's church. Y'all don't even know me. And that's what's the fact that you laugh louder than everybody. You were just like, oh, this bitch. You did not grow up singing in church. But I did. So I've never really had that fear of like crowds. And I have always been a funny person. I think when I was younger, people just thought I was an asshole. But it was, I guess, now people receive it as comedy. So I'm not so much of a big fat bitch anymore, I guess.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, and it just, when Ken introduced me to you the first time, he said, this is Reggie, she's a comedian, and I said, that's exactly what I am, and it just fit.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, we're glad you did
And then a couple of tours, and a book later, here I sit. Thanks, Jesus.
You know, Reggie, you never cease to amaze me with how many stories they always have about lesbians and dildos. Somehow
I
it
have
always
a lot of lesbian friends.
it always somehow pops up.
I've been
every
doing a lot
show.
of lesbian jokes lately.
It's some good fallback material.
Our station is LGBT owned.
Yeah.
So clearly lesbians like me. Chicks dig me. And when I come out of the closet and I am officially gay, I'm going to have tons of bitches.
Officially?
I'm going to have all
What
the bitches
about
in Atlanta.
unofficially, Reggie?
Do what?
Right now you're unofficially gay?
Yeah, I want to be gay. One of my good friends is, like, I don't know, that sounded like I know black people. One of my good friends is gay, a gay guy, which is an anomaly, which is why I had to say it. And he was like, I tell him all the time, I'm like, I'm gay. And he's like, you're not gay. Stop saying it. But I'm gay. I just decided. Probably shouldn't tell that to my sketty-eating side dude that's coming over later. But, yeah, I just decided.
So you're coming out now?
Yeah, this is my coming out party. Welcome.
Okay.
And then I remember there's never any dick. Never any. And there's something about crawling up on a man's chest that I don't think I would ever get away from. Like, I could never be gay because I like that chest. Yeah, just that nap on that chest. I don't know about
the three guys on this panel. We have nothing to say.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. Yeah.
Everybody's like,
I don't think you're gonna get a cosign here.
I don't know if I should picture lesbians or a man's chest. It's very all over the place and non-sexual in here right now. So, Quincy, you've been doing fat comedy for how many years now?
Since 2002. So we're going on. You want to do the math? You
No.
went to Atlanta public schools. She's like, I don't do math. 2002 till now.
How long? 14 years? 14 years. Look alive. What it do, pimping? 14 years.
14.
That's a long run, especially in Atlanta, because people don't keep up the momentum. What kept you going all this time? And you were just like, man, this product, I mean, it's a household name now, so.
Well, what kept me going was 4 years ago when we picked up that kids TV show, and then we started teaching kids stand-up and improv. And so now we're going to,
awesome.
we've been at the Punchline, we've been at Uptown. When the new improv opens up, we're taking our program back over there. So we teach kids every Saturday. We're there teaching stand-up and improv. So after that happened, the television show kind of got us rejuvenated. And then, obviously we still do Thursday. We still have a Wednesday and stuff like that during the week. But that was probably the most fun and the most rewarding to actually
Yeah,
do
well, when I came back from circus, you had me as a celebrity guest, if you will. And I was telling them in the kitchen earlier, they didn't believe me. I really got them little kids' ass, though.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm like, am I a judge, children? Like, little girl in the back, come on out. I don't know why you're standing on the wall, little girl in the back. You ain't a star, come on out. Like, I think it's important to tell these kids, the truth, especially little girls. Like, I hope y'all don't think somebody's going to hold your hand through this shit.
Right.
Because ain't nobody held my hand at all, Jesus.
Right. But they have an advantage of starting so young. So by the time they get to your age, they'll be...
Well, Tut's kids, Tut and
Yeah,
Tanu,
they were in it.
They are ready for a TV show.
Yeah.
Like, immediately. I always say that. They're these two little kids and they're brothers, and they're like maybe a year apart or something. And they're little bitty. How old are they?
8 and 9.
8 and 9. Can you imagine being 8 and 9 years old and being like, I'm a comedian? No?
Yeah.
Having a career?
If you guys want to see, you can go to the
Some kids are
website,
hilarious.
the YouTube page. And we have kids. We have 7-year-old is the youngest comedian. We have 2 of them, and they're awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do they talk about? Kindergarten and shit?
Yep. Just
I was in kindergarten.
No. Well, it's not going to be R-rated. I was out
Basically.
on the playground. They're not. It's not going to be anything gross. It's kids material, and that's why we have to have them rehearse. A lot of parents try to call us and say, "Can I just put my kid in the open mic?" And I'm like, "No, that doesn't work because I need to hear what kind of material."
You should
Because
let
I've had
them
kids
babies get in
say,
that open mic and
"No,
let them get a good feel of what
Trust
this looks
me,
like.
we've had kids get up there and talk about their parents, things that their parents didn't know they were going to talk about, things that are happening in the home, and you're just like, whoa, you can't. No, we might need to
That'd be
call
messed
somebody.
up.
Some defects. I need the police down here now.
The other day,
So-
my dad slapped my mom. Everybody like, whoa, little motherfucker, whoa. You just...
No, things have been said in rehearsal, and that's why we have a rehearsal process. So we have to hear what the kids are saying. We have comedians that come down. Miss B's been down, Tut, Zooman, Mario, and they sit down with the kids and help them write their material. So by the time it gets to stage, they've already practiced it and rehearsed it.
Zoo
So-
was here last week, and Zoo's one of those people that he's been in the game for 20 years.
Yes, so long.
And he actually takes the time to teach people things.
Always. He does. He can't help it.
Like, not me. Like, all these young comedians that are coming out, I don't fuck
don't
with them
care.
like that. I don't.
You don't try to help them.
They're like, Red, do you want to hear this joke? No, I don't want to hear your new material, young comedian. I've been clawing my way through this life for 10 years.
Reggie, you are really not this bitter. I know you're not.
I'm pretty sure I am.
No,
you
I don't
have like
think
a
so.
bad week or something.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I did smoke some shitty weed earlier.
All right, that
Maybe
makes
that's what
sense.
happened.
I mean,
I don't know. But no, I mean, I don't have the patience for it. Like, and especially all these new young comedians, because they're just like, look at me, I'm funny, look at me. Like, they're trying to get attention all the time when you go to the comedy club, and it's like, sit down, you little ADD motherfucker. Like, I can't.
But
I
they
feel
have
bad.
ADD.
Maybe I am. Y'all
Well,
looking at me
actually,
like,
you're
you really
probably-
an asshole. I'm like, maybe
You're
I
probably
am.
getting them ready for the real life of stand-up comedy, though. If they really want to do it, they need to
That's
know how to
true.
face rejection and people not wanting to hear what they have to say, and they got to push through that. That's a
Man,
necessary
I can't
part.
ever remember a time, with the exception of having Zoo sit with me as a writing partner, but I don't just sit around with my friends and try new material. You know what I mean? I'm not like, hey, y'all, the other day
And
I
I'm
was at
glad
Walmart
you
and
don't,
this happened.
because I've had some stand-up friends who do and just try their material on you all the time, and it's the most annoying thing.
And you can hear it in their voice because
Yeah.
they'll be talking like this, and then they'll switch into stand-up voice, and they'll be like, yeah, like the other day when I was, and you're like, stop running material on me.
Right.
Go to the club. Do it like we all should do it. Were you a funny kid?
Ridiculously funny. Just that's how I used to get out of whoopings. I used to pray, say the Lord's Prayer, dance around, write a poem. I would do whatever I could do to stop from getting whooping.
Really?
Yeah, and it worked because my mom
My,
would be
my
crying.
parents are
tears,
like
and
country white hillbillies. I don't know if me shucking and jiving would have kept
It's
me
not
from
gonna-
that switch.
Probably not.
I thought I was a funny kid, but I found out recently that I wasn't so much a funny kid as just I was trouble. all the time.
Trouble.
What is this? What is happening over here?